Hello guys, today we're gonna go over the new Start the Story experience, and man, have they ever improved it. There's a lot of new features you're getting once you get to this part of the main quest. We're going to Jinzhou. They are very generous, they let you skip stuff if you want to. They give you Havoc Rover straight away.
Leaving the past behind.
They also give you this new banner stuff. And they also have done this really cool Solaris New Voyage celebration. And it's so good. So what you do is you obtain festivity points. And with that you get Astrite and you get resources to upgrade your Resonators. Like really cool. And in here it also give you some options to buy some sheep packs. So here you get 2 summons and some crystal solvents that you can turn into wave plates. And here you get like 7.5 summons and 5 wave plates for 10 bucks. Not that bad considering. But then here it just goes to the convene menu. And in here you also have quest. And this is how you get festivity points. You complete a quest, they give you, sometimes they actually give you Astrite as well. And man, it's just really solid. And I figured out that they gave us this celebration gift part because if you skip the main story in the beginning, you won't be doing some of this stuff and you will delay your progress in the milestones or the guidebook if you go the route of skipping the story instantly. The major parts I want to go through in this video is the start to convene with the heroes and signature weapons, because those will now be the most important decision you do in the beginning of the game. So we unlocked the new starter banner and we had a bit of a discussion on how it works and everything like that. But if we go into information here, we know that it offers up to 160 attempts, but here you can see the attempt. So if you high roll before that, the banner will disappear and you will only be able to grab 1 copy of a Resonator from this. So even if you high roll, you can't high roll once again. The convene count is limited to the banner and does not carry over to another event banners. So it might actually be bad to do 10 pulls in here. For the simple reason, if you high roll, any pulls beyond the Resonator that you want will be wasted and not counted towards any banner. So, and you also know that you're not able to get more than 1 Resonator from here. All of those pulls are wasted and you don't get a pity timer, or the summons won't count towards another banner. So that's really bad, because you also see here, guarantee does not carry over to other event banners and will be removed once this event ends. So you can't like lose a 50-50 here and then it will carry over somewhere else. So all pulls you do in here is just counts towards that. So with that, we also have signatures, and same thing goes here. You can only get 1 signature, of course, and you have a lot to pick between here. But let's go over the Resonators. We have Shorekeeper, Camellia, Yunqi, Changli, John, Jinlin, Seshi, and Xiangli Yao. And it's been a bit back and forth on who you should pull for. Shorekeeper is one of, if not the best support in the game. But on an early account, you kinda need a DPS. And here is where a lot of our opinions kind of split, because even though Shorekeeper is like one of the best Resonators in the game, you might want to pick up a DPS instead so you can clear more content. But it also depends on your playstyle. But if you're trying to min-max and clear as much as possible as soon as possible, and I can really recommend Camellia because she's really good and she can carry you way in the early stages. And what we discussed with Shorekeeper is that if you go her and later on you get the additional banner down here where you can pick Verena to summon, you're gonna have 2 supports, but you're not gonna have any proper DPS on your account. So that's a bit of a disadvantage you have to consider as well. Before you can start clearing content around the map and even clearing like Wuthering Waves and Towers of Adversity, you need DPS to clear those. So if you go with Shorekeeper, the problem you have is that you will need to get 2 additional DPS to clear the content. But if you go Camellia, what you only really need is 1 additional DPS and you will be able to clear like most of the game. But it also depends on who that second DPS is. But we know Camellia is really, really good and she's very stable in Weaver and Tower of Adversity. Who you go for is really up to you, but that's what I can recommend for newer players. And also, having support sometimes can be a bit overrated. In my eyes, I usually just go on like full DPS teams and it's been fine as well. Sometimes it would have been nice with some healing and some additional buffs, but that's just my playstyle and it also depends on your playstyle. And the Resonators I really can't recommend at all is probably Yao, Jinlin, and probably John. Zhongli is probably on that list as well, sadly. Even with Lupa being out and all that, you need more to make that work, and she's not like the most optimal DPS in that sense, so you would... It's more for expert players to have her, to really know how to utilize her properly and all that. John still got his advantages, but I really think he's a clunky hero and he's a bit outdated. And I really don't know enough about Yao and Jinling, but as far as I've seen, not a lot of people use them currently, so that's why they are not the go-to. And we then have Seshi, who's a pretty good sub DPS, but it also depends on what Resonators you already have, so she can be a bit rough to go in the beginning. Jinchi can also be pretty good, but it also depends on the rest of your account. And with that all being said, depending on what Resonator shows up here or is on the banner currently, you might have to adapt this a bit. Because if there's a really good DPS here, you can go for them as well. You can see if the rate up Resonator matches really well with someone in this banner as well, and then you can match them together, and that will be a really good beginning for you as well on your new account. We then get to signature weapons, and here we have Stellar Symphony, Red Spring, Age of Harvest, Blazing Brilliance, Verdant Summit, Stringmaster, Rim Drape Sprouts, and Verity's Handle. And the 2 we have really been looking at is Blazing Brilliance and Stringmaster, because Stringmaster is really the best rectify weapon there is. It helps buff Concerto, it helps to buff your team when the Resonator is not on the field. So that one is really strong, and we then have Blazing Brilliance, who got crit damage and just a really good stacking ability and dealing additional resonant skill damage. That is really strong, and you can use this weapon on so many good Resonators. What I suggest is getting this Blazing Brilliance, because Rectify users or Resonators right now, it's kind of limited on who you want to put them on. And what I mean by limited is that you kind of want to put them only on Phoebe and Seshi right now. Is probably the most used cases I can see for them. You also can put them on Cantarella and Jinlin. But most of you will probably not have those Resonators anyway, since you're just starting out. But with Blazing Brilliance and being a sword, it's just really good. And you can put them on so many Resonators as well, and free up later on when you get an Emerald of Genesis as well. So when you get this weapon, you can free that up so you get the crit rate and stuff and put that on another Resonator. So a lot of Resonators in the beginning actually use swords, but it also depends on who you're pulling for. Why it becomes so good is actually because you can put it on Camellia, you can put it on Cartithia, you can put it on Zhongli if you decide to go her. You can even put it on a 4-star called Danji. And then you can put them on Rover as well, which is the main character that all of you get from the beginning. And then you have other Resonators you can put them on as well. That's just really solid. but I don't have any of them now. Even later on, you will have a use case for this, because a lot of people is actually lacking like Emerald of Genesis. I did that by default because I think I'm on my other account. Because you might be lacking Emerald of Genesis, and at level 45, let's actually bring this up as well. At level 45, you get this chest as well, where you can select another 5-star weapon. And here you can then pick like Static Mist if you have a pistol user, or you might want to go something else there. But it opens up your account to more options if you go Blazing Brilliance. Unless you are determined to pull a Rectify user, then of course you should go String Master if that's the case. And if you want to go for someone else that I haven't really recommended, I recommend you checking out build guide on them and see what works for them before you start pulling, because whatever Resonator you pick from here is gonna decide on how you progress your account the first month. And depending on who you pick, you can really limit your account, so be careful with who you decide on. And make sure you do the right pick for you and how you want to play the game. So also make research or look up what the different heroes brings to the table, just so you feel like you're getting the most value out of this banner, because once you've gotten that Resonator pulled, it will disappear. And I'm actually gonna do some Camellia pulls. Let's see, I have 30 pulls. Let's see if I can high roll. Probably not. That's nothing. We got a Teochi. But let's just end it with a bit of fun and doing some summons here. Come on. Nope.
Greetings, Rover.
Hey, Asanua. Another sword user where Blazing Brilliance is actually really good. Or you can put EOG on here and use Blazing Brilliance on someone else. And then we got a Discord and a Mortify.
Tell me what you need and I'll make it for you, provided your description.
But yeah, be really careful with your summons. Don't go into any of these two. Make sure you go for weapons, because you really want to get an EOG as quickly as possible. Let's see if we can have any luck here. No. No luck there either. But be careful. Make sure you know what you're doing. Going in these two banners can be really punishing, because you really need the 5-star weapons as well on your account, while the Resonators you can get from these two banners aren't that great and is rarely used. So focus on getting your starter Resonator and signature. Like I mentioned, the best two picks here is Blazing Brilliance or String Master. And when you're starting out, if there's a really good Resonator in here and it's a short time before they expire, maybe go for them first, but also make sure to look up how good they are, because this one lasts for 31 days. So that was a quick walkthrough on the new starter banner that can really help you out if you're a new player. But as always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.